Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at noon.
We start with a breaking news alert. Health officials have confirmed the first human-to-human transmission of the coronavirus in the United States. Hi, everyone, and thank you for joining us. I'm Jordan Schreier. The CBS affiliate in Chicago is reporting a woman diagnosed in Chicago with that virus has now transmitted it to her husband. Details on the husband's condition are not available right now. There have been no confirmed cases in Minnesota or North Dakota. We'll have more on how this virus is impacting the nation and the world a little later right here in our newscast. Taking that live look outside, snow is falling right now in the metro on top of the freezing drizzle that we had overnight and into this morning. That means it's a slow go on the roads. For when we can expect this to ease up, or if we can expect it to, let's check in with Storm Team meteorologist Lisa Green.
Well, I do think we'll see off and on snow showers. Some of us not seeing much of that. Others, like we are in Fargo, getting that light snow coming down. And at times it is really bringing down our visibility in spots. As we take a look at some of the sky cams from around the region, DOT cam on the Fargo tri-level also indicating that snow and lower visibility. Along I-29, the camera there in Grand Forks is iced over because of the freezing drizzle we had earlier today. Ross say still waiting on some of those snowflakes to come down in that area, though they are moving in that direction. And the Cullum area is still stuck in the fog, and you can even see some of that frost on the camera view there too. So here's a look at your radar right now. You can see we've got some quieter weather up to the north, relatively speaking, probably still getting some spotty areas of freezing drizzle and fog. To the south, there's that snow. We've been dealing with it in Fargo-Moorhead, and then heading down I-29 toward the state line and into Sisseton, getting some snow there too. So this is going to pass into Wahpeton-Breckenridge and then eventually over into Lakes Country as well. Visibility is down. We're down to a quarter mile still in Cavalier and in Jamestown, so still struggling in some spots, and of course there's still that moisture out there that we're going to have to put up with. Here's a look at your planner. Expect to have temperatures in the 20s the next several hours. That chance for off and on snow showers, mostly cloudy skies. We'll talk more about this when we'll finally see this pattern break. It's coming up soon. I'll let you know what to expect in just a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Lisa. Authorities are searching for a missing North Dakota woman who hasn't been seen for a week. She's 32-year-old Chelsea Graves, who also uses the last name Appelt. Her last location was the home of someone that she knew in Mandan, but she left sometime last week with a guy named Troy. Anyone with information about her is urged to call police. Two West Fargo parents are suing the city of Sisseton, South Dakota, and others, claiming their daughter got sick after swimming in the local pool. Christopher and Katie Cameron say that their 8-year-old was diagnosed with E. coli shortly after swimming in the pool last July. They also claim that their daughter suffered permanent kidney damage as a result. The Camerons are asking for over $75,000 in damages. The South Dakota Department of Health says a definitive source of the illness was not identified. The Minnesota DNR says you might notice more coyotes out and about. It's their peak mating season, and they'll be out in full force until mid-March, and the males can be aggressive. The DNR says a coyote can jump a 6-foot chain-link fence quite easily. It's rare that a coyote would kill a big dog, but that doesn't mean your pup won't be injured, because when it comes to territory, coyotes don't mess around. So it's important to keep your dog on a short leash and to watch them even in fenced-in backyards. And if you encounter a coyote yourself, scare them off by yelling, waving your arms, or flashing a light. Minnesota State Representative Ben Lean of Moorhead says he is not seeking re-election in 2020. The Democratic representative sent out the statement today. He was first sent to St. Paul in 2012. He represents District 4A, which covers Moorhead and Oakport Township. West Acres Mall is losing another store. Finish Line is set to close this weekend. However, a representative with the mall says they are finalizing the details on a new lease that is set to start construction on that space this spring and open sometime this fall. Back to the coronavirus, growing concern now about that virus in the United States. The president announcing a coronavirus task force overnight. This after nearly 200 Americans were flown out of Wuhan, landing Wednesday at a California military base. Miguel Almaguer has more on how the scare over the coronavirus is growing, not just overseas, but as we said at the top of this show, right here at home.
Greeted by authorities in full hazmat suits, this was the eerie welcome home for Americans trapped in Wuhan. This morning, in isolated hotel rooms like this on a military base, the 195 evacuees will be voluntarily held for 72 hours, undergoing medical screenings twice a day for symptoms of the coronavirus.
If we think that a person is a danger to the community, we can institute an individual quarantine for that person, and we will.
Their chartered cargo plane from Wuhan touched down Wednesday. Inside the packed flight, passengers were isolated from the crew the entire time. The evacuees chosen from U.S. consulate personnel in Wuhan. Others selected because of their exposure risk or health. Some, families with babies as young as a month old.
They're scared. You're scared. We understand that. There's a lot about this virus that we don't know.
Overnight, the White House announcing a new coronavirus task force that will lead the government's effort to monitor and contain the illness. President Trump tweeting these images from a briefing on the virus, writing, "We have the best experts anywhere in the world, and they are on top of it 24/7. So far, at least 5 people in the U.S. have been infected, while another 160 are being monitored in 36 states. At Boston's Logan Airport Wednesday, a sick passenger was pulled off an arriving flight from Beijing.
I hope this can be over soon.
With fear spreading as fast as the virus, people here in Los Angeles taking no chances, wearing protective masks in airports and flights, a precaution health officials say is unnecessary. International airlines, including Delta and American, suspending flights into major cities in China. Amazon is suspending all business travel there. Some colleges, like the University of Illinois, canceling China study abroad programs for now. And with the U.S. still considering a travel ban to China, officials are trying to calm fears over a growing possible pandemic.
We do think that the risk for the general communities in the United States from this infection is very low.
So far, more than 700 American citizens have requested U.S. government assistance in evacuating Wuhan. It appears sand will continue falling through the hourglass. NBC has announced that its daytime drama, Days of Our Lives, has been renewed for a 56th season. This comes after reports started circulating late last year that the show was on the verge of cancellation. Days of Our Lives is NBC's longest-running scripted series, following the lives of the Brady, Horton, and the DeMira families in the fictional Midwestern town of Salem. The show has been around since 1965 and has won 57 Emmy Awards through the years, including Best Daytime Drama in 2018, and you can watch it on KVLY. And speaking of TV, you can now watch the Valley News Live newscast on your Apple TV. Just search Valley News Live in the Apple TV App Store and download it for free. You can also watch us on your Roku or Fire TV stick.